Formerly a Portuguese colony, Macau is a small city lying on the estuary of South China's Pearl River. A dense web of more than 1,250 streets crisscross its land area of approximately 33 square kilometers. It is in this warrant that some of the best food in China can be found. Small eating shops and food stores here are the bears of a unique and celebrated cuisine. Although you might have to look hard to find the best ones, locals in fact are fond of saying, the best food in Macau can be found in the streets. At 6 o'clock in the morning, the old streets of Macau are waking up to a new day. The north to south through Rua dos Mercadores, known as Camp Street in Chinese, was historically an area designated for Portuguese army encampment. This was once one of Macau's busiest neighborhoods. Recently, indeed, it has been undergoing something of a revival. When you hear someone humming tunes at patio door, open door, it is Lo Pong Long getting his shop ready for business. Lo Pong Long, a karaoke enthusiast, has been nicknamed Gabby Long by the neighborhood for his quirk of switching between dialects and languages. His workplace is this 2-meter wide alleyway. With tables and chairs set up, there is only room for one waiter. This is Senkei Chokpan. It has been running here for over 60 years and only opens until noon every day. Its signature is Cantonese congee, the breakfast of choice for many locals. Congee is porridge made from rice into which Lo Pong Long adds a variety of meats and vegetables.
Good morning, Miss Wong. Take a seat, young man, and have some congee.
By 8 a.m., with the day's tempo increasing, he is in full talkative mode.
Study hard, sweetheart. Good luck, my friend. Good luck. First come, first served, sweetheart. You came here a couple of days ago, right? Jiangmen, Xinhui, Kaiping.
Lo Pong Long is attending to customers. His wife cooks the congee. She stirs the rice vigorously and constantly, which allows a maximum amount of starch to be released and ensures a sticky texture. Although the shop is small, it provides a variety of congee choices. Its signature congee offers all of the ingredients of the day in one bowl. Pork tripe, pork liver, meatballs, and fish fillets. These tasty ingredients are easy to cook with congee. To go with it, locals like side dishes. A dish of cold carp skins makes for a tasty accompaniment. Hard-fried breadstick contrasts nicely, the softness of the rice, in its architectural style, Macau offers a unique combination of old Portuguese and southern Chinese elements. Its iconic ruins of St. Paul's Cathedral are a stone's throw from the tranquil nature temple. Here indeed is a place where people of different races and traditions have lived alongside each other for generations. With the two cultures evolving alongside each other, it's no surprise that they have sometimes fused. Once when this happened, the result was a tasty local snack. This was the look of the Tai Lei Loi K Cafe over 50 years ago. In those days, Portuguese officials ordered 300 pork chop buns every day for charitable distribution. Their demand led to the development of the famous Macau pork chop bun.
Before the handover, Taipa had many government offices. A lot of Macanese worked here. They'd order food and we'd deliver. They taught my mom to marinate pork chops with Portuguese spices. This Tinhao temple is also called a Matsu temple. With its blessing, our pork chop bun will become more and more successful.
Chan Ka-ai is the second-generation owner of Tai Lei Loi K Cafe. She helped her mom here as a child. Since then, making pork chop buns has become second nature to her. In Portuguese cuisine, bread of different kinds occupies a central position. The strength of this legacy means the streets of Macau are always filled with the aroma of baking. The bread part of the Macau pork chop bun is often considered a short version of the French baguette. Developed locally, it looks like a sleeping piglet. Hence its Cantonese name, piglet bun. Its ingredients are very simple: water, flour, and yeast. The knack lies in controlling the time for which the dough is allowed to rise. And also the right amount of kneading before and after to give the dough the right texture.
To this day, we continue to make it by hand. We also ensure the density of our buns. One of our buns weighs as much as 2 buns from other places. They're very substantive.
Before being put into the oven, the dough is sprayed with water. The moisture slows down the formation of a hard crust. The last step is to score each bun with a shallow cut. Now, the buns are ready to face a baking temperature of over 200 degrees centigrade. The Macau pork chop bun is a standard one-person meal. The hard crust of each bun covers a soft inside that now awaits its meat filling.
This hammer is custom-made. The blunt side is to soften the fibers. The sharp side is for the bones. The pork chop must be broken down, otherwise it will shrink and look ugly.
For more convenient eating, Portuguese prefer bonus pork in their buns. But Chan Ka-i's mom knew that pork chops with bones had more flavor. So her pork chop bun acquired its Chinese genes. After being tenderized, the uncooked meat must be flavored. Brandis' unique aroma makes it a favorite for Portuguese chefs to marinate meat. Chiang Kai still uses it today. For the Portuguese who lived in Macau back then, this was the rich taste of home. The bread bun is crispy, the pork chop inside is juicy. Together they make a perfect combination. This is the integration of Portuguese and Chinese culture, but is a hallmark of Macau.
A Chinese mother and Portuguese cuisine led to this signature Macau food. If you haven't had a pork chop bun, you haven't been to Macau.
For many visitors, indeed eating a Macau pork chop bun is a must-do during this day. But if there's one item that ranks more highly in this respect, it is surely one of the special administrative regions' famous egg tarts.
In those days, there were a lot of Portuguese in Macau. My dad was British. He came to live in Macau and missed the food of his home country. He thought he'd make Portuguese desserts for them. So he tried to make Portuguese-style egg tarts. The Portuguese said, "You're a foreigner. This isn't egg tart." He said, "I'm British, so this is based on how we do it." Afterwards, they didn't know what to call our egg tarts, so they just called them Portuguese Tarts. The name stuck.
Portuguese love desserts, and tarts are a favorite. In the 19th century, nuns in Portuguese convents used egg whites to starch their clothes. Rather than waste the egg yolks, they made a creamy pastry with them that would later impress the whole of Europe. In this story, however, there's a twist. Andrew Stove, a British baker, came to Macau to work combining Cantonese and British dessert recipes, who experimented with different ratios of flour, egg and cream to create Macau's unique egg tarts, which are known simply as Portuguese tarts today. For years now, so-called Portuguese tarts have occupied a central place in Macanese cuisine. In contrast to a covered pipe, the filling in a tart is exposed. It's not just egg tarts. So the Macanese have a special affection and unique appreciation of
egg tarts are usually sweet, but I like salty ones, because with salty ones you can eat more. You can't eat too much sweet stuff.
After soaking in milk, the meat of bacalhau or salted cod softens, which is then cooked. The rich, creamy texture is then spooned into pastry cups. Whether it's with bacalhau tarts or sardine tarts, restaurateur Sandra Nisa Barros brings her own Portuguese flair to Macanese cooking. Macau and Guangdong have been at the forefront of Sino-Western exchanges for centuries. Cantonese chefs here have accordingly been influenced by foreign tastes. Baked using egg and milk, Cantonese-style egg tarts are one of a variety of small dishes that are served as the local speciality, dim sum. Bright yellow in color, these tarts are smaller than Portuguese tarts and without their caramel top coating. PK located at a prime spot on Taipa's rule. Durian is another favorite for Macanese street food. The sweet jelly snacks sold here have been a favorite of Macau children for generations. Recently, its duty and ice cream has become very popular.
My father-in-law used to source durians from Hong Kong. After I took over, went to Malaysia to get them. Depending on where they grow, they have different tastes.
In visiting the Malaysian highlands, Leong Kwai Chi, the shop's third-generation owner, was looking for this variety of fruit. There are more than 600 durian varieties in the world. Musang King is one of the best. To Leong Kwai Chi, it is better known as D197, the code she uses to order it. The fruit's bright golden flesh has a creamy and delicate taste, sweetened with a hint of bitterness. Leong Kwai Chi makes it into her locally renowned ice cream, which often attracts long queues in front of her store.
I have to do things quickly because I need to control the time so that the ice cream can taste better.
To make delicious ice cream, the trick is to add hot water. Glucose and fish gelatin are dissolved in water at 80 degrees centigrade. Durian fruit flesh is then added, and the mixture is stirred evenly. The mixture is then placed into a freezer to solidify it. Leong Kwai Chi knows the best pace at which to work, key to creating an ice cream with the best flavor. In Macau, where many ice cream shops are more than 50 years old, they are usually called by its Portuguese name. So Rebecca is. Ice cream sandwiches and ice lobbies made with beans have sold well in summer for decades. Surrounded by the sea on three sides, Macau's subtropical oceanic monsoon climate makes for sweltering humid summers eating delicious ice cream. In an air-conditioned sort of wetter shop is one of the best ways to cool down. More than 2,000 years ago, during the Qin dynasty, Macau was a fishing village in China's Nanhai region. In the late Ming and early Qing dynasties, thriving fisheries led to the rise of a local shipbuilding industry. Like Even Village in Macau, southernmost island, Carolina was the location of its last shipyard. In the local industry's heyday, dozens of shipbuilders, lumber stores, and machine foundries were clustered here. In the 1960s, it became a major wooden boat production base of the Asia-Pacific region. Today, the former workshops are derelict. The total area they still occupy is an indicator of the industry's former scale. In 1970, Leong Kamon followed his father to Macau. His first job after arriving was building boats. Although he no longer does so now, he volunteers to patrol the abandoned workshops every day.
In 1986, my hand was cut in an accident. The aorta was severed. My brothers each gave me 500 milliliter blood, saving my hand in the end. The doctor was recommending amputation. I told the doctor that losing my hand would be worse than losing my life.
A workshop accident almost cost Leong Kam Hon his arm. When it happened, he was just over 30.
Afterwards, I started to swim in the sea every day to train my hand. I tried all methods for 4 years. The doctor grabbed my hand one day and told other people this was a miracle.
Refusing amputation and dedicating himself completely to rehabilitation, Leong Kam Hon created the first miracle in his life. To support his family, he opened a coffee shop near the shipyards in 1990.
In 1990, many workers were still building boats here. They saw my situation and would come here to buy soda to show their support.
Shipbuilding's days were numbered in Macau, and eventually the yard was closed. Afterwards, however, Leong Kam Hon encountered the second miracle in his life. His coffee shop became a hit.
I specified my opening time as 8 a.m., but customers would arrive soon after 7 a.m.
His signature coffee is what attracts locals as well as tourists from all over the world in its preparation. It is whipped hundreds of times.
This coffee is altogether more mellow. As iced coffee, its taste is more refreshing. You wouldn't think it was made with ordinary coffee powder.
1 spoonful of sugar, 1 spoonful of cheap instant coffee powder, and 1 spoonful of water. With rapid stirring, the 3 ingredients form a thick, aerated syrup. Cooks who have beaten egg whites or milk into froth will understand the trick. This is its state after stirring 400 times. Is it still coffee? Thick and silky like melted chocolate. After hot water is added, the bubbles in it rise, forming a creamy head at the top. Using cheap ingredients and a vigorous method of preparation, a delicious drink is magically created. How did Leong Kam Hon, who was previously a shipbuilder, learn how to do it?
In 1994, 1995, and 1996, there were annual racing festivals here. A foreign couple always came here for coffee. They spoke in their own language and taught me how to make coffee by hand.
In 1954, Macau hosted its first motorsport Grand Prix. Today it's a Formula 3 championship that attracts champions and drivers from around the world. The narrowest part of the urban racecourse is only 7 meters wide. Its far straights, tight corners, and uncompromising crash barriers make it one of the most difficult tracks in the world. A large crowd of spectators is guaranteed for a thrilling event. While young Come Home had mastered the trick of making coffee by hand, he knew it would be of little appeal to local workers without much money or leisure time to spend. He needed to wait for the third medical in his life.
In 2004, Chow Yun Fat came to the shipyard to take pictures and drink coffee. When he arrived, I knew he was a big star, and I remembered how that couple had taught me how to make coffee, so I tried making one for myself. I tasted it. Ah, great. So I beat up 3 cups for Chow Yun Fat to drink.
Thanks to the movie star support, Honi Cafe became a hit. The quiet LAI Chi Vun village started to regain some of the hustle and bustle of its shipbuilding past. Today, Leong Kam Hon is fully booked every day, but his menu is as it was when he served shipbuilders. Simple, generous, and affordable. His wish is that when his old shipyard workmates drop by to eat, they can still enjoy his familiar and tasty food. As an international tourism destination with both Chinese and Western heritage, coffee is popular in Macau to a degree that many locals would not like to live without it. The beverage has become as much a part of daily life here as tea. Many Macanese restaurants indeed call themselves cafes. In spite of this Western label, Maya core menu is still very much Chinese congee, rice and noodles. K Noodles are an unusual kind of Cantonese noodle. They became popular in Guangzhou Xiguan area in the early 20th century. Food lovers at that time invented a unique way of using a bamboo log to knead dough made from flour and duck eggs.
The weather in Macau has a great impact on our noodle making. Why? Because Macau is a coastal area with unusual weather. It's humid in the hot summer, but dry in the cold winter. This makes it difficult to control dough. It takes at least 3 years to figure it out, because each year has 4 seasons.
Using only duck eggs without adding water is a trick that increases the protein content of the gluten. At each time the bamboo log presses the dough, it improves the density and strength of the noodles.
This bamboo log has been with me for 17 years. My dad gave his to me, but it hadn't been with me for long when, after 7 or 8 months, it split on its own. A new bamboo log is like a partner at first. You have to treat it well. Its shape is irregular. You have to get used to each other.
For juxing noodles made in Macau, locals care most about their elastic texture. The noodles can't be sold immediately. They need to be kept in the fridge overnight to reduce their alkalinity and increase their elasticity. Only then will customers be able to enjoy them at their smooth and delicious best. Three years ago, Lei Meng Kai, owner of the locally famous K Noodles, handed over his small family business to his son Long.
The only change is I no longer have to work. Right. Very comfortable for me.
His hands are not working, but his brain is still busy. He asks about everything the whole day. He's still worried. His heart is still with the shop.
This is the third generation of the street eatery. Although retired, Lei Ming Kai takes a stroll for exercise every day, using it as an excuse to drop by.
My dad used to say, if you make food that tastes better than chili paste, you have succeeded.
Tastes better than chili paste is a line written by the poet Nalan Shingde in the Praising the Scent of Osmantha Swine. Lei Meng Kai started to make noodles when he was 17. Although they were just ordinary, his father asked him to prepare them for the best possible taste. With such dedication, K became very successful. A world-class food authority has recommended this unremarkable street shop for 11 consecutive years.
This was the first Macau Food Festival. Now I'm fighting for our reputation. That's my dad. That's my mom.
When dropping by on his daily stroll, Lei Ming Kai may offer some advice if the shop is frying shrimp roe. Shrimp roe is a seasoning the shop sometimes prepares. Fresh shrimp eggs are saved and dried to become a delicious concentrate. Menkai uses different varieties of shrimp roe, known for different flavors and degrees of saltiness. Lei Meng Kai's personal recipe with the fruit of many years' effort. It contributes to the unique taste of this Macau juxing noodles. As the color of the roe darkens, its texture changes. Lei Meng Kai wonders if his son's eyes are trained enough to perceive the difference, which is crucial to getting the seasoning right.
Almost.
For cooking, the noodles are boiled quickly. Soy sauce is added to taste before draining. Half-meter-long chopsticks are used to keep the noodles from sticking together. Throw. Fall. During this stage, the noodles are tossed up and down to get rid of water. Doing this correctly is crucial to ensuring the prepared Jackson noodles have their full hallmark texture of strength and elasticity. When the finished dish is seasoned by evenly spread shrimp roe, every mouthful is accompanied by tiny grains of deliciousness. If you think it's too dry, you can order a free bowl of thick soup to go with it. It takes 3 hours to boil free-range chicken, dried fish, and fresh days. Together to make this noodle soup, it's not unlock case menu. If customers don't ask, the restaurant won't serve it.
He established the business. For me, it's no longer about making a living. I need to do better to maintain my dad's reputation. That's how I feel.
Many street shops in Macau are family businesses. Good food indeed is often a family affair. They ply their trade amid the everyday hustle and bustle, making the city a museum of delicious food.
If you don't like your job, doing it for 1 minute is hard work. If you like it, you can work every day for years and you won't feel like it's hard.
Right next to the Gong Bay port on the border with Zhuhai lies Macau New Wholesale Market. With 11 floors, it's the main bulk supplier of fresh produce. Vegetables, fruit, meat, and poultry, as well as food inspection labs, are organized on different floors. Macau is run efficiently enough to ensure a good supply of all kinds of ingredients. In area, however, it is small, the world's most densely populated territory. In fact, with land in short supply, the city has begun to grow upwards. Macau's more retail-oriented markets are called street markets. Among them, the Seldom Mingles Market, located in a high-rise building, is the oldest with a history of over 120 years. And still throngs with crowds. The basement level is mainly for aquatic products. The ground floor is for meat products. The second floor sells fruit and vegetables. The third floor is for a food court.
The food here is delicious.
Very good.
The decor may not be luxurious, but some of Macau's best snacks can be found here.
Delicious. Very fresh. These dishes are all very good.
Ping K is famous for its stir-fry dishes. Lung Shekwai took over the business from his dad and is today its stir-fry chef.
When stir-frying, incorporate the rhythm of music.
Pang 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 pang.
It works. Just relax your mood, and delicious food will follow.
Beef chor fun or fried rice noodles is Pinke's signature dish. The beef is first fried separately until 70% cooked. Bean sprouts and rice noodles are then tried together. When stir-fry, care must be taken to make sure the noodles are neither sticking together nor breaking into pieces. Soy sauce is the core seasoning. It must be mixed well after the beef has been added. Once done, the smooth rice noodles aren't greasy. After eating, there's no oil left on the plate. That's quality beef chor fun. Lung Shek Wai can work quickly enough to cook with 3 woks at once. In Macanese cuisine, there is slow food as well as fast. Chu Kam Chio's method of cooking is braising. Suckling pig imported from Vietnam is Chu Kam Chio's favorite choice for making pork pot. First, the piglet's internal organs are removed. Then the fine hair and its skin is burnt off. Now the pork is partially fried. Once 80% cooked, the pork is kept in the fridge so that its skin and meat won't separate during steering.
In 1983, I took over and replaced my dad. He retired. It was my turn.
As the pork simmers over low heat, its delicious aroma infuses the air. Each day, Chu Kam Chio cooks just 1 batch. Before cervé mushrooms and fried tofu skin are added, to the suckling pig pot, the dish is served on a table stove, encouraging regular customers to bring their own ingredients as if eating hot pot at home. In the meantime, there is a store preparing the most time-consuming and labor-intensive food. Beef offal cooked in broth is a favorite among diners here. An Wai Chong is the owner of the store called Chik, and he has been running it with his mother for 20 years. They're always busy with customers.
My dad worked here for over 40 years. I've done it for over 20 years. We always choose fresh beef offal, so that's a bit different from other places. Other beef offal has more spices. Ours doesn't taste spicy. It's more refreshing with an authentic taste.
Every day, only about 3 cows are supplied in Macau. Strong local competition can be expected. Freshness is all important. By virtue of his reputation, An Wai Chong always has a way to secure the best supplies. Now he's preparing beef esophagus.
We keep the softer parts. We don't keep the harder parts because they don't taste too good. This quantity isn't guaranteed every day.
An esophagus is made up of cartilage and muscles. Compared with more elastic tribe and intestines, it offers the pleasure of a crunchy texture. Boiled beef offal has featured strongly in southern Chinese cuisine for centuries. Preparing it is among the slowest to processes. At 5:30 every morning, Un Wai Chong begins to cook beef offal for the day. Sugar is added for sweetness, beef or esophagus, and lungs are stewed in the same pot for tasty bass soup and a crisp texture. A second pot has a heavier taste to achieve. It takes a bottle of cooking wine and half a container of light soy sauce. These enhance the offer's naturally strong flavors. Un Wai Chong's mother is to make special dipping sauce for the beef offal.
Many people like this chili sauce because it's very fragrant with authentic ingredients.
Garlic and chili are natural companions. Some love garlic sauce, others prefer spicy peppers. With years of experience, Un Wai Chong's mom knows the different preferences of customers. Some like her mild mustard sauce, while others prefer her slightly sour chili sauce. The pleasure of fine food gives the third floor of the market complex a warm social ambiance, while to come true is still enjoying the company of old friends. The stir-fry chef Leung Shek Wai has changed his clothes and identity.
Start now. The out-of-bounds ball went to the line at the bottom. Now, comes a breakthrough.
Leung Shek Wai used to a keen footballer. These days, after finishing work at Seldom Mingles Market, he has a second job as a football commentator. Un Wai Chong also has a busy life out of work. Season Kik Ki Tong is the oldest martial arts club in Macau. Un Wai Chong practiced lion dance here as a child. Now he's a volunteer instructor, passing on the tradition to children. These chefs are active contributors to their community, not least through the much appreciated food they prepare. It's dark now. The late-night food stalls and eating shops on the streets of Macau are all open for business. There's no air conditioning, no fancy tables and chairs, and no hot towels for the hands. But the meals they supply rise to as much enjoyment as any fine dining restaurant. In terms of taste and authenticity, their food can be of top quality.
No problem. It's our pleasure to serve the neighborhood. Thanks. 398 patakas.
Hing Ki Dai Pai Dong on Avenido do Coronel Mosquito has been in business for nearly 70 years. Lang Kok Long is the second generation owner.
Our customers are either friends or neighbors. To avoid them eating the same dishes, I keep trying to come up with new ones.
Drinking is a big part of outdoor dining in Macau. Dishes that go with drinking are therefore essential to compete.
Many diners would drink at these food stalls. Salty dishes are key. Drinking while eating. That's ideal.
Using common ingredients like breadcrumbs, garlic and salt to make the best seasoning is also important for success.
Fresh garlic is minced with a knife. Using a blender would lose water and reduce its fragrance. Frying garlic requires controlled heat because it's easy to burn it towards the end if you're not careful. The breadcrumbs have to be fried slowly over low heat from the beginning. Otherwise, they won't be fragrant.
Food stalls in Macau, like lambs, should never be underestimated. Lamb has the highest standards when it comes to selecting ingredients. Fish stomach is thrown away when fish is gutted in other countries, along with other internal organs. As a native of Zhongshan, Guangdong, lamb is familiar with its distinctive taste. Hot oil fixes the shape of the fried fish stomach and preserves its tenderness. After stir-frying, seasoning his head before the dish is served part in a clay pot.
Just 3 or 4 left. They're getting fewer and fewer. Sometimes a group of strangers sit at the same table. After eating, they become friends. People can chat here. Scenes like that always make me happy. It's a harmonious feeling.
Lam has been a chef for over 20 years. He once worked as head chef in a star hotel. Now his food is no less delicious. In continuing its dual heritage, street food in Macau has become a highlight of tourists' visits as well as a part of the city's unique culture. Rooted in the soul of the city, it can be enjoyed in old winding streets and narrow anyways. There are no expensive ingredients and no complicated methods of preparation. All that is required is dedication to traditional and perhaps a bit of ingenuity to... The best food in Macau can be found in the streets. Its flavors are part of the unique charm of the city's traditions found in everyday life.